It's paint. It's players. It's colorful and in your face. Paintballs. Paintball players, the best, gathered in Orlando for the World Paintball Championships. We're set for the first game of round 2. Let's go to Fred Schultz with the teams.
Captain Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how you doing?
Well, you guys advanced all the way up to here. Looks like you got a pretty good match ahead of you right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
Okay, now you've already had a chance to play this. Is there anything you guys going to change?
Yeah, we're just going to go to the middle here. We're going to take a guy off the wire. We're not going to give him any quick kills and power to this left side and then just go at him hard.
I'm here right now with the Paraplegic Turtles. They're getting ready to take on Houston Heat. Guys, in your last game to qualify, you took out the Ironmen, one of the best teams in the world. Did an awesome job. Now you have the opposite side. Has anything changed for you?
A little bit has changed. The field seems to be a little bit more sloped up this way, so we have a little bit harder run. In addition, that the wind is blowing toward us. Therefore, their pellets are going to fly farther. And so we have to consider that. And this team is very fast. The Ironmen are great, but the Houston Heat here, they are fast. We know they're going to get some guys in there.
The Turtles in red starting on the right side of the field, and from the left side in white blue trim, the Houston Heat. Todd Lair to the front for the Turtles, number 21. He's a good 15 yards back from midfield. And there is Eric Ward being checked for paint. He's made it to the midfield bunker for the Heat. And he's going to be all right.
Yeah, John, but he is way out in front of his other teammates on Houston Heat. There's very little he's going to do there.
Turtles captain Dale Price lost his left leg in a motorcycle accident about 3 years ago, looking very relaxed out there. There's the tandem for the Houston Heat, 33, James Warren, 56, G.A. Morris. Same strategy as game 1. Mark Roberts for the Turtles on the opposite end, peering around one side, and there we see Dale Price barking instructions.
And John, look at the handicap symbol on his marker. Dale's a great guy. Doesn't take himself seriously, but one great player.
And Dale, with all due respect, giving his team the name Paraplegic Turtles. Here are the Turtles, 5 strong across the field. Their second line up front, Todd Lair, one of 2, about 15 yards back from midfield. And the Heat of the opposite side, as we know, have Eric Ward in the midfield bunker and then several men farther back.
We have one man who just came up in support of Eric Ward, but you'll notice the great gap between most of the Heat players and the player who just came up to support Eric Ward is out.
That's Steve Rabikoff, the Heat captain, so the Turtles take a lead of 4-0.
If you'll notice, the Turtles are much better positioned, much more cohesive a force.
One! Come on, boys, come play!
The Turtles enjoying things. Here's how you score. 4 points for each opponent you eliminate. 10 men to a team. 10 points for pulling the opponent's flag. 50 more for hanging that flag in your flag station. And for each full minute under 20 you get it done, 10 bonus points up to 100. A total of 200 possible. Eric Ward up front, but stuck for the Heat.
Yeah, they lost Rabikoff, who was coming up to support him, and he's a pretty isolated player now.
Let's see if the Turtles want to make something happen early. They have been aggressive. They pulled off an upset in round 1. Looking for another upset here. The field is 500 feet long, 200 feet wide. You've got your striped bunkers in your front quarter and your solid bunkers in the back quarter. That's how you can tell where you are. There's the ultimate judge, Bobby Rose. And Mark Roberts making a move ahead for the Turtles into the front quarter of his area.
The Turtles move aggressively, but they move smartly. Heat is not a team to be taken lightly. They've got a very, very good position. They are spread across the field. They're throwing plenty of paint.
The Turtles an early lead of 4-0. The Heat began the tournament seeded second. The Turtles 12th and last. As we take a look at Cliff Herring of the Heat, Jerry, how much does it hurt, if at all, that Captain Steve Rabikoff's already gone?
Steve is an excellent player, but Houston Heat have got a number of people on their team who could make it happen, who are good field generals. So I wouldn't worry about the Heat just yet.
Here is Hunter Lewis for the Heat, another potentially extremely important player. Now let's go to the sidelines where Fred Schultz is with Steve Rabikoff.
Boy, seen you had a man, you had a point man that really got up there, back up there behind the B. Were you going up to support him, or?
Yeah, I need to get up there because I wanted another guy to come up. I wanted to make sure no one got up on this side over here.
Where'd you get tagged? You get tagged going in?
Right
or?
here, over here on the side.
Was it going in or after you got there?
When I got there. Stupid move, bad move.
Mike Olson for the Turtles, one of 3 forwards on the team. There are 4 halfbacks and 3 defensemen on each team. At the start of the game, only the forwards may cross midfield. After 5 minutes, the halfbacks. After 10 minutes, everybody. There's Mike Buckner, one of the halfbacks for the Turtles, looking to pull their 2nd consecutive upset. The 1996 World Paintball Championships are brought to you by Paintball Sports Magazine. From pickup games to tournaments, novice players and champions alike read Paintball Sports Magazine. We are in round 2 of the World Paintball Championships here in Orlando, Florida. We started with 12 teams. We're now down to 6. Hello, everybody. I'm John Nicholson, along with Jerry Braun, managing editor of Paintball Sports Magazine. Jerry, we've got the Houston Heat, which came in here seeded number 2, against the Turtles from Utah, which were seeded 12th and last, but they beat the number 1 Ironmen to move up.
They did, and by beating the number 1 Ironmen, they've proven their mettle in this tournament. And I got to tell you, Heat has got to take them seriously. This is going to be a most interesting game.
Let's talk about strategy on this field, Jerry.
Well, this is an arena. Unlike a woods field, here what you can see is what you can hit. So movement, coordination of the team, timing, and getting angles on the opponents mean everything in this game. You get 2 or 3 players on one, that one player is going to be history.
All right, Jerry, let's see who gets the best of it. Let's go back to the Heat and the Turtles. Back to the action. The Turtles leading it 4-0 over the Houston Heat.
Good power on the part of the Turtles on the far tape line. Good potential.
As for the Heat, except for the man in the front bunker, they're back. Bill Adams. And there is the 5-minute horn, meaning the halfbacks now are allowed to cross midfield. For the Heat, the double team of James Warren on your left, G.A. Morris on the right. And there is the Heat's solid line of 5 players across as we get a look at how far back they are from midfield, quite a way. Eric Ward up on that front bunker and tucked right in there.
He's got to be at least 90 feet away from his teammates and can do nothing in there.
The Turtles playing loose, I would think, Jerry, because they came in as the last seed. Any win they get is going to make them happy. That's what they've been telling us anyway.
I think it's true, and I think that this loose play, this fluid play, is working to their advantage. They're having fun out there. They're showing it, and they're not afraid to move.
And speaking of which, Todd Lair makes a move for the Turtles and gets to the midfield bunker. So now each team has a player in the midfield bunker, but is he in better shape, Jerry?
He is in better shape because his teammates are closer to him. They can provide him cover fire, which will enable him to lean out and start firing on Houston Heat. He can get the angles that Eric Ward cannot get.
Eric Ward there being checked for paint. He is still okay. And a move by Herring, Cliff Herring, heading over to the right for the Heat, trying to get a better angle. Solid blue bunker indicating he's back in the defensive quarter.
And being back that far limits his capabilities.
Here's another move by the Turtles.
They're moving up carefully. These are calculated moves. They're positioning themselves for any offensive option that they choose down the line. They're in great shape. The score is still 10 players to 9 players, but positionally, the Turtles have the distinct advantage.
The two sides of the field are mirror images of each other, but there's a slight advantage here for one side. The team playing on the left, in this case the Heat, has the wind at its back.
That doesn't seem to be bothering the Turtles.
A little bit too much paint in the marker there for G.A. Morris. He's got to get rid of a few paintballs. Look at the wind blowing the bunker there at midfield, indicating that it's coming from your left to your right. Bill Adams for the Turtles. There's another angle as he peers around the bunker, looking for an angle against the Heat. And back to midfield. Look how close they are. Eric Ward on the left for the Heat. Todd Lair on the right. Maybe 10 yards separating them. And an official watching every single move as we look from above at the midfield area. They're going to check Ward again for paint. He's all right, but James Warren is not. He's gone for the Heat. One of the partners leaves. It's now 8-0. The Turtles lead it.
The Turtles are getting the angle. Look at the kind of pressure that's being put on Houston Heat.
Let's go to Fred with some very interested observers.
Maybe you can tell me, is this your first experience with paintball, or have you had other experiences with it?
Our range now, we have simunition, and we're starting to get more and more involved in paintball at the range. Just because it's more realistic, you can eliminate people rather than just a noise.
Right, so you guys actually have this for some of your training now,
Yes.
is that right? Excellent. Have you got to try it before and shoot it?
Oh yeah, we've shot each other out there before.
You have? Did you guys set up any teams, or
Well,
just
we have
target?
different scenarios. Like bad guys will be in an argument and you don't know what's going on. You're wearing protective gear, you know, and it's a kind of a shoot, don't shoot situation.
Right.
It like you said, it's more realistic than just shooting at a target with guns.
Some interesting possibilities there as we look at Turtles captain Dale Price, his team leading it 8-0. If one team gets a hang here, that team is going to be in very good shape because the Heat came into this round from a 140-point total in the first game, the Turtles with 120. So almost certainly the winning team here will have enough points to go on to the final round robin of 3 teams.
And you know what's really interesting, John? The loser with a high enough elimination count might also go on depending on what happens in the next 2 games.
Todd Lair looking for direction from his teammates. He's trying to take advantage of his midfield position. There's some of the support that he is getting. On the opposite end, the Heat trying to give some help to Eric Ward, who's also in the midfield bunker. Right now, he can't do much. Defenseman Josh Morris of the Houston Heat. His team trails at 8-0. One of 2 Morris brothers. On the opposite end, defenseman and captain Dale Price of the Turtles.
And Mike Buckner ahead of him, giving support to Todd Lair.
We are counting down toward the 10-minute mark, at which point anybody may go anywhere on the field. Right now, the defenseman's still not free to do so. But now they are. There is the 10-minute horn as Todd Lair is checked by an official in the midfield bunker. He is still all right. Eric Ward still in midfield bunker for the Heat. He's been there from the start, but hasn't been able to do anything, Jerry.
And that's a problem for the Houston Heat. They lost 2 players, but they also have rendered ineffective a 3rd player. Eric Ward can only stay alive. He can't contribute to the team.
As we look at the Turtles, Jeff Miles and the setup.
The Houston Heat are too far back to help Eric Ward at all. Contrast that with the Turtles. Look at how they're spread out across the field, helping Todd Lair up front.
Right now, the only people moving on the field, the 11 officials. The crew headed by Ultimate Judge Bob Rose, most of them out of the New York City area, Jerry.
Good crew. They have been around refereeing paintball games for almost 10 years.
Dale Price, by the way, the captain of the Turtles, makes his living in paintball. Todd Lair at the midfield bunker, now firing away.
And that's the difference. Todd can lean outside that bunker and contribute to his team. Eric Ward can't because Todd's gaining support. His players are providing him enough cover fire to allow him to be effective.
The squeegee there in the barrel. You've got to keep your marker in good working order, and sometimes the paintball will explode in the barrel. You've got to clean it out. That's why everybody carries the equipment. You see more of that up against the far tape as the Turtles clean out. Somebody's got to make a move, I would think, because both teams really want to get the hang if they possibly can. Only 3 teams move on to the finals. Todd Lair looking for advice from his teammates. Mark Roberts trying to tell him what he can.
Bill Adams Waiting. The teams are going to be careful.
G.A. Morris for the Heat has lost his bunker partner, James Warren, much earlier, as he signals to the folks behind him saying, well, what if we do this? Apparently they said no when he gets back in. Dale Price, as I said, makes his living at paintball, Jerry.
Dale runs a store selling paintball supplies in Utah.
Mike Buckner making a move up now for the Turtles. He's just about 10 yards away from midfield, giving some more support to Todd Lair. There's Todd on that midfield bunker.
And the closer the Turtles come to midfield, the more important Todd Lair becomes and the more effective he becomes. The teams are going to try for the flag, John, but they are not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their chances. Each of them came in with over 100 points. They want that flag, but they don't want the other team to take theirs.
And again, the Turtles came in seeded 12th and last. They're based in Utah. A number of their players, though, are from Washington and elsewhere in the West. The Heat, out of Houston, came in seeded number 2, but the Ironmen, who were number 1, were knocked out by the Turtles. So the Heat now, the highest remaining seed in this World Championship tournament.
Yes, and they are in trouble. Not only are they down 2 players, but they have a tremendous disadvantage positionally. Look at how close the Turtles are to midfield now. And look at how spread out over the field they are.
Look at that precision line coming off the far tape. 1, 2, 3 players, and then Todd Lair in the midfield bunker for the Turtles. Markers up. Eric Ward tucks back in his midfield bunker, and some support for him from behind, but just not enough.
And Eric Ward, we haven't seen him lean out and pour paint on the Turtles. We haven't seen him become effective.
He's got to have some more support. Dave Miller on the right for the Turtles. Mark Roberts on the left communicating. Very good chance they're looking at getting something going pretty soon. Bill Adams looking left, looking right. Hollering instructions across the way. They appear poised for something here. Maybe that's just a stance, but you've got 2 guys up in what looks like a position ready to move. And there they go. Mark Roberts, Bill Adams, both moving up one line. This team, precise, coordinated, running plays like a good National Football League team. Across the way, Eric Ward still in that midfield bunker, but a good 20 yards between him and his nearest support for the Heat. And it looks like G.A. Morris is busy working on getting his marker to go. There's an official checking Bill Adams. He declares him safe for the Turtles, so they still hold that 8-0 lead.
And as it stands now, Houston Heat has to wait for the Turtles' move. Houston Heat can no longer move up and challenge the Turtles at midfield.
You can see Mark Roberts safely behind the bunker as the paintball splatter against the front. But the Turtles have lost a man. Suddenly, Bill Adams is gone. The loss of Bill Adams just before the break makes it 8-4 Turtles in favor. They still have the advantage, though, with position. And now they have a 12-4 advantage as Hunter Lewis is picked off. The Turtles looking to make it more. They do make it more. Eric Ward is gone. He spent all that time in the center bunker, and he is suddenly history.
Boy, that's a heck of a game you got going on out there.
Yeah, it is.
You're the first Turtle out right now. You guys got like 4 of the Heat out of there.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You guys getting ready for a push right now?
We're going right now.
You are?
We're going to go.
Did you have a certain time you were going to go at?
Yeah, we're going at 3 minutes.
At 3 minutes.
3 minutes is monkey football. We all stand up and we all go at the same time.
I see that you're moving up even farther
right now. Monkey football
there
right now.
And here is monkey football, apparently a term the Turtles made up. Several guys moving at once. Mike Buckner is picked off in between, but 2 other guys moved up. Now the Heat looking to defend themselves. Not fast enough. Another Heat player is out as another Turtle moves forward toward the midfield bunker.
And the Turtles are moving on all fronts. They're going to lose people, but they're going to make their way and slice through the Houston Heat defenses, mainly through the middle and far tape line.
There's Chris Coruscant leaving 20-8. The Turtles lead, and the Turtles make a move on the far tape. John Beeland heading up the side toward the flag station of the Heat.
John, he's the rabbit. He's the decoy. All the Houston Heat players are turned toward him while the rest of the Turtles move in. Let's see it again.
He is looking to be hit, and there it is, right on the knee. No problem at all. Back to live action. There goes a flag. A couple of Heat players being called out. Dave Miller, meanwhile, being checked for paint. He is okay. So Dave is going to head for the flag station. Disgusted Heat players leaving the field. All of a sudden, they've seen the whole situation collapse. Dave Miller holds the flag and takes a look. Wants to know, is everybody gone for the Heat?
That's another 10 points. He's making sure the judge shouldn't be stopping him here, John.
It's costing him time. It's costing him time. The Turtles, meanwhile, celebrate, but now they want to get back quickly. Here comes Dave Miller across the field, running through the sand, looking for somebody to hand to, and he finds somebody right there.
That's Carl Reed. Look at him go. 500 feet they got to carry this flag. Carl is burning it up.
There's the hang. Carl gets it done with more than 2 minutes left, so there's an extra 20 bonus points for the Turtles if he's okay. He's checked, and he is. Let's see how they did it.
There's the rabbit, John.
John Beeland, he'll make the move toward the far tape, looking to draw the Heat fire and drawing it.
Now look at the Turtles. They waited. Now they're moving. Once the Houston Heat focus goes on Beeland, the Turtles come in. Beeland is hit, but the damage is done.
Dave Miller picks off a Heat player in the bunker.
That player was turned toward Beeland.
Now Dave goes and falls. He's being checked by an official. Watch him down there. There's the penalty called against the Heat, a 1-for-1. And off your screen, Dave Miller has now headed for the flag after regaining his feet.
Nice job, Beeland. We're going to the final! 56, did you check in?
So as the official checks for paint, the Turtles have pulled off another upset. A very satisfied Captain Dale Price. The Turtles piling up 240 points in these first two games, almost a sure shot to make the final round of 3. The Turtles celebrating with their friends from Phantom Force, the team that went out in the first round but stuck around to support the Turtles.
That was an incredible game there, Dale. Just excellent, man. Hey, you guys kind of did exactly what you said you were going to do.
We tried.
You tried. Well, it did real good. Now that's step number 2.
Step number 2.
And you know you've played 2 extremely tough teams.
Yes, I do.
And you got them both.
Sometimes things work.
The 1996 World Paintball Championships have been brought to you by Westgate Resort. Over 1,000 suites in the Orlando area, minutes away from all area attractions. And by Paintball Sports Magazine. Game sites, stores, equipment, special events, the first and last word in paintball all over the world. The Turtles celebrate another big win. They've piled up the points in the first couple of games. Our next game features the All-Americans and Bad Company. Which, if either of them will advance, we'll find out next time as we look for that World Championship trophy. For now, for Fred Schultz and Jerry Braun, I'm John Nicholson. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.